Coming up on this episode of Game On, we take a look at the Rebel Girls National Championship, the Las Vegas Showgirls football team, and the Lady Rebels basketball team. It's Game On, and it starts right now. Welcome to Game On. I'm Austin Inney.
And I'm Marcus Paff.
With the Super Bowl having come and gone, many fans are left reeling for some more football. Fortunately for us here in the Valley, a group of very athletic women are getting ready for their preseason. Donald Woods has more on the story of the Las Vegas Showgirls.
Whether you know it or not, women play football in a league of their own.
1, 2, 3, team!
The Women's Football Alliance has 60 teams nationwide, and Las Vegas has a team of their own.
We're the Las Vegas Showgirls. We've been around 8 years. We've been a part of 3 different leagues. I've been coaching since day one. We're one of the top teams in the nation, and we represent Las Vegas.
The Showgirls have a reputation for victory, with winning over 75% of the 69 total games that they've played.
It's been amazing. I love the game. I've learned a ton over 8 seasons. When I started, all I knew was what I'd seen on TV. I can't watch football the same anymore.
I've always been a fan of football. I love just the camaraderie and the hitting, and I'm a very aggressive person, so I get to hit people for free, so it's the best thing for me. Guys love girls that play football. It's the best thing in the freaking world.
I think it's a turn on. You know, to have a woman that knows football and can explain football is exciting, and if she's beautiful, that's even better.
Coach Dion Lee and members of the team hope that women's football can engage more sports fans, as well as interest more women in playing football.
They're loving it. We are the heroes and sheroes of the world. Women are doing everything. There we go, there we go, there we go. Nice, nice.
There you go.
And throughout this spring season, we're going to keep you updated on the Las Vegas Showgirls, where you can see them play at and who they'll be playing against. For Game On, I'm Donald Woods.
Not the type of Showgirls you thought I meant, right? For more information on the Showgirls, you can visit lvshowgirls.com. Now, every sport requires intense physical exertion, and teams need trainers to help keep athletes healthy. Let's go down to Marcus, who is sitting down with UNLV Group X instructor Marco Westwood. Marcus?
Hey, thanks, Austin. Yeah, as you said, hanging out here with Marco Westwood. Marco, thanks for being on the show today.
My pleasure, my pleasure.
Now, we were talking about a little bit off of camera, but I know you have quite a laundry list of a resume. You're a group fitness instructor. You're involved with dance. If you could just tell the folks at home a little bit about what it is, what a typical day is like for you as somebody who's so involved with fitness in so many different realms.
Well, a typical day can vary depending on the class number that you are loaded with, either PX, physical education classes, or Group X classes that are offered to the students for free at the rec center. It also depends on if you have outside involvement in other gyms. I work at another gym. If it's okay to mention the names.
Sure, go right ahead, yeah.
Just be safe. Gold's Gym, I work there. Me personally, I'm certified in a number of different things. Certain certifications, like Les Mills, if you're familiar with Body Pump, Body Jam, Body Flow, they've got a core intensive training called CX Works, which is amazing. So if anyone out there wants to work on core, I'm your man. So the specific certifications are primarily just for that. Those are like licensed. Okay,
Sure,
you can't
sure.
teach CX Works without calling it CX Works and use their format. But as a Group X instructor, you have the opportunity to do boot camp and indoor cycling. Can't say spin, it's sort of licensed too. And you can develop yourself as either a personal trainer or Group X instructor with your format from what you learned from certifications. Or get a national certification, ACE, ACSM, AFAA, which is one I...
Sure. All right, talk a little bit about diet too, because I think a lot of us out there forget that fitness is great, but diet goes hand in hand with that a lot of times in maintaining that healthy physique that you want to do.
Right.
Is that something that a lot of people that you see that you work with tend to forget about? Something that they don't take as seriously as they need to?
It's amazing that you asked that. When people talk about, first of all, I prefer eating habits. So you want to change your eating habits because you're going to eat anyways, so why diet? Why? Diet is that negative connotation that kind of says, I'm preventing myself or forbidding myself to eat something, so when you prevent yourself, you want it even more.
Right.
Okay, so then you kind of crave it and then you binge on it. So I always prefer people to change their eating habits. Go see a nutritionist, a dietitian, go to someone who is certified in that field. But what's amazing is that you get people coming in and they're like, what can I do to work out to get a six-pack? What can I do to work out to get stronger?
Sure.
What can I do to work out to get to lose weight?
Everybody wants one of those.
Right.
Yeah.
And I always say it's not primarily your workout, because I have people who have worked out with me, you know, for semester and semester.
Sure.
And they've dropped weight, but it's your eating habits.
Absolutely. Marco, I hate to stop you.
Oh,
I could
no
go
worries,
on
no
with
worries.
this all day, and we could talk and talk, and I know the folks at home would be interested, but appreciate you joining us here today on Game On and giving us a little bit more insight into the strength training aspect of things, as well as the dietary issues. Coming up in a moment, speaking of girls anyway that are in peak condition, reporter Farron Enos visited with the Rebel girls to see what it takes to become a champion. That's coming up next here on Game On.
Determination, passion, focus, drive. These are just some of the words UNLV's Rebel Girls used to describe their dance team. Head coach Marcia de Castroverde speaks with us about how she helped shape these dancers into champions.
This team was definitely special. They have a special chemistry together, and they just worked really hard. There's no secret to being a champion. I think you have to work harder and longer than the people that you're up against.
But a champion requires a strenuous amount of training, including workouts with a personal trainer.
They work with him 2 days a week, and we came back really strong, like I said, in the summer, and have just been working on the fitness portion because the skills were really there, but we needed our endurance to be up to do what we needed to do.
But the hard work pays off in the end.
It gets us really prepared for the minute routines that we do. For competition, we do a 2-minute long routine, which is just intense cardio, so it really works out for us.
And working hard is even better with your best friends.
You can literally do anything with each other, tell them anything, and I think that's why that also helped with our national championship, because we grew together as a team, and so, you know, winning together was just something that really brought us all more together.
The Rebel girls are gearing up for what looks like another championship year. For Game On, I'm Farron Enos.
Thank you, Farron. Now, Mark is obviously now Rebel Girls national champions, beating teams like LSU, Cincinnati, big contenders in SEC play and all around the world.
Yeah, it's a laundry list of big-time teams from around the country that you just went through. And I think a lot of us in Las Vegas have known for a long time how special the Rebel Girls really are. And now they're showing everybody else in the country how great they are as well.
Exactly, Marcus. And speaking of Rebel Girls, we'll be joined by a couple of them in studio right after the break. So stay tuned. This is Game On.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That moment?
It was a moment that changed my life. I'd been training with my team for months, and now we had been called up for the first time. The real deal. Wildfires were getting dangerously close to homes. At that moment, I got my first taste of just how important the Guard is to my community.
See how the Guard can be an important part of your life at NationalGuard.com.
What you doing, Dad?
My favorite thing.
Really, Dad? What are you doing?
Paying bills. Every month a stack of them come, just as regular as the rain.
What's this one?
That's a special one, son. I pay it first.
How come?
It's money for my retirement account. I put some money aside each month, just like I was paying a bill.
Wouldn't you rather buy something?
I don't want to work forever, and I don't want you to have to support me in my old age. In a way, I'm buying peace of mind. I'm on the installment plan.
Something's not right.
My first symptoms were
constant tingling in my toes.
Double vision.
They said you have multiple sclerosis.
Kind of had to get a grasp on reality.
I had to adapt and change very rapidly.
We had to learn how to drive with my hands. Yeah, that was interesting.
A symptom may cause you not to be able to do that anymore. And at one point, I wasn't able to do any of those.
Since I've been cycling, it's definitely helped my walking.
It's a fantastic opportunity to be working together with a common goal of curing MS, and sharing is the key.
Hey guys, welcome back to Game On. We're joined in studio today by Rebel Captain Aaron Bush and teammates Sarah Craven and Alexa Glazer. How are you guys doing today?
Good.
First of all, congratulations on the national championship win. Well deserved. Let's talk a little bit about what went into the national championship run.
A lot of hard work and dedication, a lot of practice. It was just hard work. That's the only way to describe it, really.
And our teamwork, I mean, we had practices every day, and we all had good attitudes about it. We're all really close. We're like sisters, so just working together really hard, it was good.
Alexa, anything from you?
Yeah, I just have to say we're so positive this season, it being my first season. Just all the girls being so positive, everyone always pushing everyone. It just made everything run very smoothly.
You guys talked about camaraderie. What do you guys do outside of all your practices and everything like that to stay together as a unit?
We're always, texting each other, calling each other, hanging out together. I mean, there's 21 of us. There's 21 birthdays, and we all spend so much time together, and inside and outside of practice. And I just think that's what makes a really strong team, is the bond that we have together, and it's unlike any other that I've ever experienced.
Now you guys have to raise all your funds to go on trips like this.
Yes.
How do you guys go about that?
We just do a lot of fundraising, just a lot of community fundraising, and also some fundraising at the university and stuff, so yeah.
What has been your guys' favorite moment during this year besides the national championship win?
I don't know, beating New Mexico last week was really cool.
Yeah. It was a really exciting game to cheer for. I mean, the crowd was crazy, and it was really fun to watch.
All right, do you guys want to show me some moves here? We're going to get some dancing going?
Yeah, absolutely.
All
We're
right.
going to show you a cheer.
Now, don't take this. This is my first time, so if I'm terrible, just relax.
Yeah, no worries. You're going to be great at this,
Good.
okay?
All right.
So you're going to start, this is a half T, your right arm's in a half T.
Half T, okay.
And your left arm is in a T right here, and you've got fists, okay?
Fists, okay,
Yeah,
not
and
just
you're going to
straight
say,
arms.
well, we'll just teach you the dance moves first.
Okay.
It just goes here,
Okay.
then it switches,
Switch.
and then switches again, and then it punches out to a high V with your right arm.
Got it.
And then punches back in,
Okay.
and then back out.
Got
Okay,
it.
And then you're going to clap 3 times.
Clap 3 times.
Yes, and then it goes, and then you do it again. So it goes left arm, right, in, right. Clap, clap.
Wow,
clap.
this is going to be, okay.
Okay, so now let's get
And
to
you
the
guys
words.
do tons of these dances, right?
Yeah, we
How
do.
many
We
do you
have
guys,
a
how many
lot
do you
of-
guys have?
We have, I mean, cheers, we have around 30 to 40 cheers that we do.
Wow.
Yes.
I would be a terrible rebel girl.
No, I think, you see, don't sell yourself short here, All right, so we're going to learn the words here. It goes,
Okay.
UNLV, let's go Rebs. All right, just try saying that with me, okay? UNLV, let's go Rebs. And you clap 3 times.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's what we're doing, the
So you probably heard this one before.
UNLV.
That's close.
Let's
Yeah,
go
it was,
Reds, right?
it was close.
Okay.
It was very close. It goes UNLV,
Okay.
let's go Rebs.
All right,
And then
let's
you
do
clap.
it. Let's
Okay,
do
let's do it.
All right.
Ready?
Ready.
UNLV, let's go Rebs.
I was just off.
Ready?
UNLV, let's go Rebs. Last time, good job.
Nice.
One more time.
UNLV, let's go Rebs.
That's good.
Yeah.
And
See, you're natural.
Now that was tons of fun. How do you guys stay in shape? I mean, you guys just look like you're phenomenal athletes. How do you guys do it?
Definitely over the summer, we started working with some trainers, and up until we just worked out with him yesterday. So we run before every practice, we eat healthy, just all that combined has definitely shaped us.
That's great. Well, girls, thank you so much for coming on and teaching me to dance. And
Thank you
just
so much.
congratulations on the national championship. That's phenomenal.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And when we go, we'll come right back. Stay tuned with us. This is Game On.
At what age is the color that your skin was meant to be no longer beautiful? Every year, millions of young women try to change the skin they were born with and say they die for darker skin. Sadly, some actually do. Melanoma is the second most common cancer in teens and young adults 15 to 29. And one person dies from melanoma every hour. It's time. Change your thinking, not your skin. Stop tanning. Learn more at spotskincancer.org. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
If you could see anything in the world, what would it be?
I'd love to see Paris.
I like to see cupcakes falling from the sky.
My daughter, married and happy.
I want to see things the way I used to.
Chances are, someone you love may one day be affected by macular degeneration or glaucoma. Log on to seeabettertomorrow.org or call 1-800-437-2423 to learn about glaucoma and macular degeneration. Call 1-800-437-2423 or log on to seeabettertomorrow.org.
I just want to see more of the things I love.
Welcome back to Game On. If you've spent any amount of time on the UNLV campus, there's little doubt you've heard a story or two about the men's basketball team, the Runnin' Rebels. But don't sleep on the women's squad. As a matter of fact, as of Wednesday afternoon, the Lady Rebels held the same conference record as their male counterparts. They're starting to make some noise in the Mountain West. That's all despite starting 2 freshmen and a sophomore. Stephen Marsh has more.
Now to Danielle Miller, three-pointer on the way. That's good.
The Lady Rebels are in the midst of their conference season. With only one returning starter, they have had to rely on their youth.
Into Kelly Thompson up with the right hand. Good off the glass.
For senior Kelly Thompson, the team's leading scorer at 17.5 points a game, she has proved to be a leader for this young squad.
Kelly's a big role model for our team. She keeps us going. She's our motivator. So playing with her is always great.
Being patient with the young ones, I think I've done a good job with that. And just coming together as one. You know, everyone's 18 and 19 years old, so it gets tough at times, but I can't complain. They've been playing their butts off.
For head coach Kathy Olivier, she achieved a big milestone this year. In her 5th year at UNLV, she recorded her 300th career win with a victory against Boise State on February 2nd.
300 wins at my alma mater. I love it. I played here. It was a great place for me.
As for the action on the court, the Lady Rebels have found themselves with a 5-4 conference record after a thrilling win at the Pit in New Mexico on February 9th.
Caesars from the outside. Knocks it down.
So it seems they are starting to find their groove late in the season. However, there is still work to be done to achieve their goal of a conference title.
Taking care of the ball. We haven't done a great job of taking care of the ball. When you take care of the ball, you have more possessions. When you have more possessions, you have more opportunity to score.
There's a nice rebound.
It won't come easy, though. However, this team is looking to put themselves in prime position to make a run in the conference tournament.
Pass picked off by Danielle Miller the other way, and that couldn't have come at a better time.
For Game On, I'm Stephen Marsh.
Now, the Lady Rebels have played well of late, and they'll continue to face tough competition in the future. For now, let's send it over to Austin, who's sitting down with Las Vegas Sun senior sports editor Ray Brewer. Austin?
Very much, Marcus, the aforementioned Ray Brewer. Ray, thanks so much for taking time out of your day today.
Thanks for having me.
Let's talk a little bit about UNLV sports. Obviously, being a journalist here in the city, there's no professional sports team. How is it covering UNLV sports?
Well, especially UNLV basketball, it's our pro sports team, and you could tell after a loss, especially last week against Fresno, and everybody's ready to rip up their UNLV shirts. And that passion is what makes UNLV athletics so special. It's a place that a lot of folks in town want to see do well, and especially with March coming up in basketball, it will be a high intensity, high energy, high interest type of thing.
Obviously wanting to see them do well. You're a UNLV alum.
I am.
How do you remain objective when covering UNLV sports?
Well, that's the question of the day now, isn't it? I mean, at home we have UNLV stuff, shirts and banners in our child's room, and but when you come to work, you got to be a pro and you got to remain objective. And the good part about that is when they do bad, you're able to take a little frustration out in the story and suggest some things to do differently. But I think one of the reasons why the coaches are able to open up to me is because I did go here. They know that, and they know it's somebody that they could possibly trust that will treat them fairly.
Earlier this February, we had recruiting days, a national signing day.
Sure.
118th class, I believe, in the nation for football. Let's talk about the UNLV Now project. What will that bring to the table, not only for our athletics, but for recruits across the nation to come here to UNLV?
I mean, it's a game changer for UNLV, not just athletically, but academically. The money's generated from that facility, UNLV Now, up to 60,000 seats, mega event center. Could host everything from a concert to boxing to maybe a professional soccer team and UNLV football. It just will bring more revenue to the university, create more academic programs, smarter graduates that will have more money to go spend on this trip. It's a no-brainer situation for UNLV. Football, now all of a sudden they're able to recruit the stadium.
Exactly.
Instead of, right now when you go out and recruit, you're not selling the past, you have to sell the future. And if this comes, that's a big future to have. And UNLV, only 3 bowl games in its program history, chance to win.
Perfect, Ray. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day.
Yes, sir.
And thank you guys. We will be right back right here on Game On.
At what age is the color that your skin was meant to be no longer beautiful? Every year, millions of young women try to change the skin they were born with and say they'd die for darker skin. Sadly, some actually do. Melanoma is the second most common cancer in teens and young adults 15 to 29. And 1 person dies from melanoma every hour. It's time. Change your thinking, not your skin. Stop tanning. Learn more at spotskincancer.org. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
If you could see anything in the world, what would it be?
I'd love to see Paris. I like to see cupcakes falling from the sky.
My daughter, married and happy.
I want to see things the way I used to.
Chances are, someone you love may one day be affected by macular degeneration or glaucoma. Log on to seeabettertomorrow.org or call 1-800-437-2423 to learn about glaucoma and macular degeneration. Call 1-800-437-2423 or log on to seeabettertomorrow.org.
I just want to see more of the things I love.
And welcome back to Game On. As we saw a few segments ago, the Lady Rebels are a young team, but starting to come together this season. And perhaps the biggest reason for their recent success is the leadership of senior guard Kelly Thompson. Honey Love has more on our Rebel of the Week.
Senior Kelly Thompson leads the Mountain West in scoring, averaging 17.5 points per game. This 6-foot guard from Compton, California began playing basketball in her backyard with her big brother. Thompson scored a career high of 33 points, as well as a career high of 13 made free throws, which helped the Lady Rebels win against Boise State. In a nail-biting game against the University of New Mexico, Thompson drives to the hole but misses the shot. She rebounds the ball but is fouled on the putback. With 11.9 seconds left in the game, Thompson lands both free throws and wins the game 58-57 against the Lobos. And this makes Kelly Thompson Game On's Player of the Week.
A big congrats to Kelly Thompson, our UNLV Rebel of the Week. Taking a look now at what's to come in UNLV athletics. First, we start with men's basketball. February 23rd, the Running Rebs will be in Laramie, Wyoming, taking on the Cowboys of the University of Wyoming. March 2nd, they'll be a little closer to home, playing the University of Nevada, Reno. Then finally heading back home, where they will play Boise State on March 5th and Fresno State on March 9th. And if you're a basketball fanatic, get ready for March Madness. That starts March 12th. Women's basketball, after being on the road taking on first place San Diego State as well as Colorado State, the Lady Rebs will be returning home February 23rd to play against the Cowgirls of Wyoming, and then they take on our rivals from the north, UNR, on March 2nd. The Lady Rebels will finish up their season on the road with Boise State on March 6th and Fresno State on March 9th. The Mountain West tournament for women's basketball also begins on March 12th. In baseball, the men will be competing in a 4-game road series in Stockton, California from February 21st through the 23rd. They will be playing against Pacific and newly added opponent Gonzaga. returning home to host the Rebel Classic from February 28th to March 3rd. And then March 4th, they go up against Hawaii before heading to Palo Alto, California to play against Stanford on March 8th through March 10th. Softball, after finishing up their final game of the Easton Desert Classic, the ladies then fly out to Cathedral City, California for the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic on February 22nd through the 24th. March 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, they will be back in Las Vegas for the Eller Media Stadium Classic, where they will be taking on Weber State, Cal State Northridge, DePaul, and New Mexico State. Swimming and diving, the men's Mountain Pacific and women's Mountain West Championships begin on February 20th through the 23rd. NCAA diving regionals begin March 7th through the 9th. Men's golf, the Southern Highlands Collegiate Masters begins on March 8th, 9th, and 10th at the Southern Highlands Golf Club right here in Las Vegas. The men will then compete in the National Invitational Tournament March 16th and 17th. Women's golf, after finishing 10th in the Betsy Rawls Invitational back in October, the women's golf team will be competing in the Cal Invite on February 25th and 26th, just in time for the Bruin Wave Invitational on March 4th and 5th. That'll do it for our calendar of events. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, more Game On. Stay tuned.
For others, it may have just been a summer job. But for me, it was training. Now I'm an Air Force pararescueman, and my job is to save lives. Make the right choices today and be ready for the challenges tomorrow. This message is brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
Winston, just one more inning, Grandma.
Ever notice how many things today kids can do without actually moving? A whole lot of things their parents used to do the hard way. So many kids' activities today seem to leave out the activity part, which makes exercise even more important for children. In fact, new research tells us the best time to enhance bone development is during childhood and adolescence. And just getting children to walk an extra 35 minutes a day could spare them the pain of thinning bones later in life. Healthy bones come from healthy habits. Encourage your kids to get up, get out, and get moving.
Hello. Hey, Grandma, how about another grape soda?
A public service message on building strong bones for kids from the Pediatric Orthopedic Society of North America and the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons.
Welcome back to Game On, Marcus. Great show today. I think it's time for us to go catch one of the Las Vegas Showgirls football games and then do some more dancing with the Rebel Girls.
Well, one, I'm all in for the Las Vegas Showgirls. I think that sounds like a great time, and it's certainly something I've never experienced before. Two, I think I speak for a lot of people when I say I look forward to seeing that segment again, you dancing with the Rebel Girls.
I think everybody does.
Yeah, so I'm all in. If I can, get in on that, I'm more than willing. So
Sounds good. Well, that does it for this week's episode of Game On. I'm Austin Innie.
And I'm Marcus Pass saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. Have a great day, Las Vegas.